Hello? Is this thing on? Testing.
Why is no one talking about how easy it is for plus-size women over 200 pounds to lose weight? How would I know? Because I used to be one. As someone who went from a size 18 to a size 6 and lost 80 pounds, I'm here to tell you that the only difficult part is stepping out of your comfort zone. And if you've gotten too comfortable with being obese, it's gonna seem like a struggle. The key to sustainable and lasting weight loss is found within your habits. Your habits are both the problem and the solution. Anyways, follow me for more.
Okay guys, actually first of all, this video is for you if you're trying to lose over 30 pounds, over 40 pounds and above, because I was 139 kilos, which is also 306 pounds, and I've lost half my body weight. So if you're trying to lose a significant amount of weight, this video is for you. If you're not, it's all right, because I don't want anyone telling me I don't understand what I'm talking about when I do. I've just finished filming a video for my weight loss clients. I felt the need to really just share with everybody else. When you're trying to lose above 30 pounds, above 60 pounds, above 70 pounds, let me tell you right now, your issue is not greed. Your issue is not laziness. Your issue, and for the majority of us, is a hormonal, metabolic, and gut health imbalance. The thing is, this plate here is just chips and nuggets, but they are made from ultra processed ingredients. This plate here, there is never enough fiber in this plate. This plate can be considered healthy. The lack of micronutrients from the non-starchy vegetables means you will be hungry right after eating this. And the same goes for the ultra processed foods. The reason why these foods promote weight gain is because ultra processed ingredients, they disrupt your hormonal balance, they disrupt your gut microbiome, and they disrupt your metabolic health. When certain foods disrupt these three pathways, your body shifts towards fat storage. So even if you're eating healthy, and even if you're eating a reduced amount or ultra processed foods, you will still be able to gain weight because of your body shifting towards fat storage. Now this plate, on the other hand, non-starchy vegetables, very high in fiber, very high in prebiotics. Then you also have the probiotics. Everything on this side, making up half of the plate, is going to restore your gut microbiome, is going to restore your hormonal health, is going to restore your metabolic health. This side of the plate, this is what releases the GLP-1. This is what releases the peptide YY. These are the hormones that promote satiety. That is why the weight loss drugs work as well as they do. You can get the same result from changing half of your plate so that the majority of your plate is from non-starchy fibrous vegetables, which do not come from ultra processed sources. Then you have your complex carbohydrates. They are full of fiber also, so that you can release that GLP-1. Then you have your protein from non-processed sources, 2 chicken thighs grilled, and then of course my personal favorite, shito, which is just a bit of razzle dazzle. But I really don't have food without shito. It's just a staple in my diet, to be very honest with you. But basically, at first glance, everything looks ordinary, everything looks unassuming. But this plate here, this is the plate that supports your metabolic health, your hormonal health, your gut health. This is the plate that will shift your body towards fat burning. But yeah, rant over. I'm about to go and enjoy this plate.
I used to look like this, and believe it or not, it actually took me a long time to actually start losing weight. A lot of people get unmotivated. I used to be someone that didn't know where to start. And the best way to start losing weight is actually looking at your hormones. A lot of people do calories in, calories out, the calorie deficit, and they're not seeing results. It's either they lose weight and then they gain it right back. That is a big mistake, and that's why a lot of people get discouraged. And I don't want you guys to feel discouraged on your journey. This is more than just weight loss. This is essentially healing the body from within. And this is what I preach. I do not like the calories in, calories out. I do not like the whole, you can eat what you want. If you're on this page, you are ready to heal your body from within and actually take care of your body. You understand that your body naturally heals itself, and you understand that you have the power to have your body heal. And the way you can start losing weight right now is actually increasing your berries. A lot of us that are unable to lose weight, we have hormonal problems. So berries are the #1 fruits that actually help balance your hormones. Berries are amazing for balancing the pituitary gland, which is responsible for a majority of your hormonal productions. The pituitary gland is very important for your whole endocrine system, which is your hormone system of your body. A lot of people that are unable to lose weight, they either have thyroid imbalance, PCOS, and so much other hormones that are not balanced. So berries will take care of that. The best berries for balancing your hormones is Vitex, aka chaseberry, Saw palmetto berry is amazing as well. Goji berries is also amazing too. And your blueberries, your blackberries, your raspberries, those are amazing. Increasing your berries. Now, there's so many berries out there, so get creative and try new berries because berries taste amazing. Either you eat them as a fruit solid or you have them as a powder. Number 2, when it comes to losing weight, a lot of us don't understand that the reason why we accumulated this waste is because we have stored metabolic waste in the body. That is why it's so important to move the body. There is no coincidence that the number 1 way to lose weight is movement, working out, because that's how you release metabolic waste. Now, every time that you breathe, you are losing waste. What is waste? It's just metabolic waste that's stored in the body. So, metabolic waste gets converted or gets broken down into CO2. Every time you breathe, you release CO2 and you inhale oxygen to fuel the cells. That is why it's so important to move the body, because when you move the body, you start breathing more and you start taking big breaths and you start, breathing, and that's how you essentially lose the weight. So yes, working out, doing movements, and if you can't work out and you can't squeeze a workout in, at least doing breath work will really help. Box breathing is really important to do, so I recommend every morning for 10 minutes you practice box breathing. Now, I'm going to show you guys briefly what box breathing is. It's essentially breathing in like a square leg. So you want to inhale for 4 seconds. So inhale for 4 seconds. So hold for 4 and release for 4. And it's going to create like a box-like shape. So you want to do that every single morning for 10 minutes. You just want to repeat for the 10 minutes. Now, lastly, if you want to balance your hormones naturally, you need to be eating in a circadian rhythm. This is very, very important. This is going to be the number 1 tip. This should be first, but I need you all to lock in. Lock in now. Okay, if you made it this far, you're very serious. If you are someone that has poor digestion, you're bloated, you say, I just have a slow metabolism. A slow metabolism does not exist. You're just eating at the wrong times. I always say this, it takes energy to make energy. So if it takes energy to make energy, you need to be eating when you have the most energy so you can actually yield and absorb the nutrients from your food and actually utilize the energy from your food. So the best times to eat is to eat with the sun. So the best times to break your fast is from 12 to 3. That is when the sun is at the highest in the sky. That is when your serotonin is high. That's when your dopamine is high. That's when you have the most energy. So you can actually eat the heaviest foods during those times. Now, as the sun starts to go down, which is from 4 to 6, you want to slowly decrease the quantity of food that you're eating. So you should have your heaviest meals once again from 12 to 3, and then from 4 to 6, you want to slowly decrease the quantity. So you should not be having big meals. You should not be having big meals in the evening time. It doesn't make sense. And then you want to stop eating completely at 7 p.m. Now that the sun is setting earlier, you really want to make sure that you stop eating at 7 p.m. because your body's going to start producing melatonin. That is your sleep hormones. Now, that is when you decrease in energy. When you decrease in energy, you should not be eating a big dinner because you will not be able to break it down. That is why people say, I have indigestion, I'm bloated. It's because you're not eating at the correct times. Please follow this schedule. If you follow this schedule, you'll naturally be in a calorie deficit, but also you'll naturally balance your hormone production. Also, guys, I have a food list as well, so check that out. It's free and you can find it at the top of my page. And don't forget, your diet is really important. You already know this is a fruit-based page. You should be eating raw fruits and vegetables, okay?
This is going to sound absolutely crazy, but if you're trying to lose fat, you gotta let your body eat itself. Let me explain. When you are in a calorie deficit, meaning you are eating less calories than what your body needs to maintain its current weight, it forces your body to find energy elsewhere. And guess where it goes looking for energy first? The stored fat, the back fat, the belly fat, the back rolls, the love handles. Yeah, all of that is just stored energy. This is why you hear people preach so much about being in a calorie deficit. When you stay in a calorie deficit for a long amount of time, you're forcing your body to eat itself. You're forcing your body to burn the stored fat in order to keep you moving. Fat loss is not magic, it's science. Let your body do what it was designed to do. Stay consistent and the body will eat what it don't want to keep.
Hi, I'm Alexandra. I have lost 125 pounds by not listening to people who told me to eat in a calorie deficit. Let me explain. I am a medical student, and my medical school held a conference on obesity about 2 years ago, where the leading scientists in the world were all gathered to talk about what obesity is and what causes obesity. Now, when I then left this conference, I became obsessed naturally, and I went and I took a deep dive into movement, into nutrition, and into hormones that govern obesity. And the most important thing that I found out, obesity is caused by insulin resistance. This is why drugs like Wegovy, Manjaro, semaglutide, Ozempic, this is why they are so effective, because they essentially reverse insulin resistance. So how do we naturally reverse insulin resistance? We don't do it by eating in a calorific deficit. We do it by eating foods that don't cause our insulin to spike, and we do it by moving. When you move, like me, I walk 13,000 steps a day. When you are constantly moving, your muscles have to keep using up the glucose. When your muscles are using up your glucose, less insulin is released. It's important for less insulin to be released because leptin, another hormone that your fat tissue produces, is read in the same area of your brain as insulin. If insulin is constantly being released, leptin cannot be read. So your body thinks you're underweight. When your body thinks you're underweight, it will lower your metabolism and it will increase your hormones for hunger. And one of the main foods that disrupt our insulin the most are ultra processed foods. They are constantly causing insulin to be produced. So I eliminated ultra processed foods from my diet and I focused more on whole foods, minimally processed foods, nutrient dense foods, fermented food, probiotics, prebiotics. This change and shift in my diet didn't require me to count the calories because it corrected my hormonal signaling. So because you're eating nutritious food, fibrous food, protein-rich food, your body will create that deficit for you by slowly increasing your metabolism and lowering your hormones for hunger. So go for a walk, eliminate ultra-processed foods, and don't count calories.
Saw this video and this girl, like this TikTok on here, this girl was talking about how she had been fat her whole life, and she was like, I often think about how life would look if I just lost the weight. And in the video she started crying and she was like, I think about this kind of stuff all the time, but I've never voiced it. Listen, I also was fat my entire life, and my weight was one of those insecurities that I just did not want to acknowledge because I knew that like once I truly acknowledged it, I would be put in a position where I had to change it. And that's the kind of vibe I got from that video, that like her weight was an insecurity, but she kind of like chose to ignore it for whatever reason. But one day I had an epiphany. And when I tell you, y'all, I was fat my whole life. Like, I was fat in real life. Like, I was literally obese. I was like over 100 pounds overweight. It was crazy. But one day I had this epiphany and I was like, I have to lose weight. And this was after my entire life, my mom, my grandparents would tell me, you are too big. You have got to lose weight. You have to change your eating habits. You're too big to be a little girl. My family friends got to the point where they were like, Ziki, what is going on? You're huge, okay? The school sent a letter to my house and they were like, your daughter is too big, okay? Like, that's how big I was. But one day I had this epiphany and I decided to lose the weight. And like when I tell you guys, the weight like just fell off me. Now, part of that, I think a lot of that was because, I know for a fact a lot of that was because I prayed to God to help me lose weight. Like I literally prayed. I was like, God, I need you to help me. I'll do my part, but I need you to help me. And I lost 90 pounds. So let's talk about how life changed after I lost 90 pounds. When I tell you guys, it is so worth it to just lock in and lose the weight. Like if you're obese in real life, it is worth it to just lock in and lose the weight. It's one thing when you have a little 15, 20 pounds to lose. That kind of stuff, it may be worth it, it may not be worth it. But when you are obese, when you're fat in real life, it is worth it to lock in and lose that weight, honey. Because when I tell you, my life is literally better and easier because I've lost weight. Literally better and easier. First things first, when you lose weight, when you go from obese and unhealthy to regular size and healthy, your life gets 10 times better. You're no longer stressed out when you go to the doctor. You feel super light on your feet. You don't realize, when you've been overweight your whole life, you don't realize the pressure your joints are under every single day. Baby, when you lose that weight, you literally feel light on your feet. I feel light on my feet, my knees. I had horrible knee pain in high school. Not anymore, sweetie. Not anymore. When I still, thank God, when I go to the gym and I'm doing lunges and doing the Stairmaster and squats and jumping, I have to thank God, because I'm like, this is stuff I could not do. I could not do this stuff 15 years ago when I was in high school, honey. I would be in pain. If I did one little jump, I would literally be in pain, okay? So when I am at the gym working out, I'm just like, thank you, God. Like, this is every day when I wake up, I get on my knees and I thank God for a strong and a healthy body. Like, this is a blessing, number one, okay? Also, now when you're out shopping, there's no more emotional meltdowns in the dressing room. Now, mind you, I'm still a woman. So shopping as a woman still is kind of stupid, because like the sizing is so different everywhere you go from every single brand. But it's like, you know what? That's their problem, not mine. That's how you feel. You're like, sweetie, I did my part. I lost the weight. Y'all got to do better. There is no more emotional breakdowns. And when the outfit, you get what I'm saying? Now, when you see that teeny tiny waist, when you see that teeny tiny waist in that outfit, you're like, wow, a heart eyes emoji for myself, okay? There's no more like anxiety about going to physical things, like if you're going to a ropes course, if you're going to be out and there's live music and people are going to be dancing, there's no anxiety there. Because you already take care of your body on an everyday basis. Your life just gets better, and it really is worth putting in the work to lose the weight, y'all. I'm telling you. And honestly, once you begin to lose the weight and you start to like look better and feel better, you realize this is what your body wants. When you are obese, your body literally wants to be at peace. Your body wants to be at ease. Your body wants to be able to carry you confidently. Like, you begin to feel this safety in your own body, and it is so beautiful. Like, it really is so beautiful. And on top of that, when you lose that weight, when you lock in that discipline and mental fortitude, losing weight is all up here. That discipline and mental fortitude carries over to every other area of your life. I am telling you. And if you, like, I did have moments in my weight loss journey where it was like, are you okay? But if you stay locked in and you focus on like just being healthy, everything else falls into place, especially if you're already obese. Like, if you're already overweight or obese, like, it really does. Like, it's so beautiful. And then lastly, you just get prettier. You know, I honestly was born thinking that I was the most beautiful girl in the world. I'm not kidding you. When I look in the mirror, I see a beautiful woman, okay? When I was a little girl and I looked in the mirror, I saw a beautiful girl. I'm sure when I was a baby and I looked in the mirror, I probably thought I was a beautiful baby. That's just who I am as a person. I've always thought I was beautiful, and because of that, every single person around me thinks I'm beautiful. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I think I'm beautiful, so I'm beautiful. But baby, when I lost that weight, listen. When I lost that weight, honey, when I lost that weight, wow! Your girl went from beautiful to gorgeous, okay? The cheekbones, the nose, the lippies, the lips. I've always had pretty lips, but now my lips lip differently. The collarbones, the eyebrow bones, and like this thing right here. I love that. I love my like big old forehead. Oh my gosh. But you know, like, your face just faces differently when you lose the weight. And I think part of it is that like you lose weight so you can see your bone structure. But I think the other part of it is that you're eating healthier, you're sleeping better, you are working out. It's like you're sweating out all those toxins. And so your skin just like begins to glow. Like, it is worth it to lose the weight, okay? It's worth it. Give yourself 3 years. I lost 90 pounds in four years, okay? Give yourself 3 years to lose a substantial amount of weight, okay? And when I say that, that's an abundance of time. Don't sit here and stress out. Just chill, okay? Get out there, take some 30-minute walks, start having like proper meals and don't let yourself have any snacks. Stop drinking soda. Just stop drinking soda. Like, have some self-respect. Don't drink soda. And I'm telling you, you're gonna lose weight, bro. Like, you're going to lose weight. I lost weight so peacefully. Like, especially like I would say like the first year and a half, my weight loss journey was so peaceful because first year was so peaceful because I was just like taking walks in the sunshine in the morning. I was journaling. I was eating clean all week long. And then I would treat myself to a burger, fries, and a milkshake once a week. Like, when I tell you the beginning of my weight loss journey, I love to think about it because it was so beautiful. But yeah, it is totally worth it to lose weight. If you need help, if you don't know where to start, please DM me. My DMs are open. I love helping people get healthy. I am so passionate about it, but I absolutely hate being a personal trainer. I hate it. So, like, we can chat, but that's it. Bye.